Alright, how y'all doing? I got a student question about problem set 83, number 29. It tells you to evaluate. So this is the equation in the book. It says evaluate x, and then it has parentheses x minus y, x to the negative fifth power minus y, in parentheses, minus x to the second power. So if x is equal to a negative 2 and y plus 3 is equal to the square root of 81 minus 3, what do you do first? Alright, let's first begin by finding the y. Because y is an equation. It is not a number. They only gave you an equation. So when we find y, we are going to, let's do the equation. So y plus 3 is equal to the square root of 81 minus 3. But the square root of 81 is 9 because it is a perfect square. 9 times 9 is 81. And then after you find that, you need to subtract 9 from 3, which is 6. And then you'll have y plus 3 equals 6. The next thing you do is you have to subtract the 3 from both sides of the equation to keep it balanced. And your y ends up being a 3 because you're getting y by itself, which is equal to 3. Now, once we get our y, now we have our y, which is 3, and our x up here, which is a negative 2. Now you're going to plug in your y and your x. So your x on the outside will be negative 2. And then you have a negative 2 on the inside x. And you keep your negative 5 exponent minus 3. And then you have minus the negative 2. And then the squared exponent. Okay? After you do that, you want to make your negative 5 exponent into a positive 5. The way to do that is you are going to invert. So when you invert this, you are putting that 1 over the what is negative 2 to the 5th. So when you're doing that, you're saying that it's going from negative 2, negative 5, it's going to say over 1, okay, to being 32 over 1. You're going from that to changing it to 1 over a negative 32. Okay, because you want this number to be a positive 5. Because if you have this is, it's not right. You cannot multiply a negative exponent. So that is why you have to invert it. Okay. So let's continue with that. After we know that we have to invert this, and then we get this answer, the 1 over negative 32 as a fraction form, then you plug this answer into where your exponent was. So now you have a negative 2 times 1 over a negative 32 minus 3. Okay, so you're combining the first 2, and that's 1/16. And then you're combining the negative 2 and the negative 3, which is a positive 6. Then you're bringing down this 4, minus 4. And then you're going to continue. You bring the 1/16 down, and you're adding 6 minus 4, which is 2. You combine those, bring it down. And then for this here, this is basically saying 2 over 1. In order to add 1/16 to 2, you can just say 2 and 1/16, which is here. But if that is not how you were taught how to use fractions, then you just change your 2 into 1s by keeping the numerator and the denominator the same number. Because 16 over 16 is equal to 1. Any number over itself is equal to 1. And then you must have the same denominator to add fractions. So if you're changing your 2, you're making it 16 over 16 plus 16 over 16. It equals 32 over 16, which is an improper fraction. Once you get that, you just add straight across, which again gets you this improper fraction. And if you change your improper fraction to a mixed number, you get 2 and 1/6. So both of these answers are acceptable. They are both correct. They are both acceptable. If I confused you anyway trying to explain this, give me a call and I can talk it over with you, or send me a message and I can try and further explain it that way. Otherwise, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. All right? Bye.